Yo boys, it's your boy FPL Josh here and welcome to another day of FPL. Today we're just going to be talking about the highs and lows of this game week. Obviously I have still got two players left to play this week, which is Trippier and Perisic. Obviously we are on 54 points. Game week rank, we had a 4 mil game week rank this week. I went from being a 950k spot to a 1.8 at the minute, with obviously Trippier and Perisic play. So it has been, this is the only week where I've had a bad week at the minute. Obviously last year I dropped to 1.5 mil in the first week. And I went down to 4 mil, come back, obviously got top 1k in the year. So I ain't too worried so much about the rank because it's early days. More annoyed about the 9-goal threat with Salah and then he blanked. And then obviously benching Saliba and playing Rodrigo for him to blank. And obviously playing Raya over Sanchez at a last minute call. But to be honest, I wasn't expecting an Everton goal, and I was thinking in my head, Tony's gonna score this week. Tony is gonna do something. Obviously, Trippier, Perisic to play. The only way really I can recover this week for my fantasy league, my actual fantasy league family wise, is literally if I take the gun and I get a goal for Perisic and a goal for Trippier. Really, the only way I can recover. Obviously, if we pull this up, I'm on 236 here. My top at the minute is 265 with 29 points, and obviously one left to play, which is Bailey, which might get a 1-pointer. So I am looking at a 30-point difference, but if I can bag 12, I'll be looking at 17. But then if obviously I can get bonuses for each of them, maybe, 2 bonuses each? And if they get an assist each and all, for example, or a goal, one of them, then I'll be on 258, so I'd only be on 7 off. It's just the offings right now for me. But honestly, looking at Game Week 4 review, I'm not annoyed with my team. I think Arnold's played great. I was going to captain him instead of Salah last minute, and I think I did put the armband on him and I took him off. So I was kind of a bit fuming, to be honest with you, because I thought Salah would do more. And if I would have captained Arnold, I wouldn't have been in this sticky situation I am in. And I would have been okay in my league, and I would have only been a 12-pointer off, which we could have got today easily. And broke even at least, but it's one of those weeks you can't look back on fantasy and say, look, if I would have done this or I would have done that. I stuck with my gut. I stuck with every other player base and went solid this week and trusted my faith in Salah. Obviously, it's not come out. I'm not going to knee-jerk him out the squad, though. And I don't recommend anyone else does. Save for Cancelo. They've got clean sheets coming up, boys. You can't be knee-jerking these players out for Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa and Tottenham Wolves. Plus, they've got Man U, Southampton. These fixtures are solid for Cancelo. He could easily get assists and goals. So people who are taking him out the squad need to really take a look and think, okay, why am I doing this to myself? Because if you look at status right now on the transfers made, look, and the most transferred out, we go down here. I'm sorry, right, but who the hell is transferring out Salah, 158,000, 97,000 Cancelo, and 71k Tony, just because they've blanked 1 week? Don't take that into account. They've blanked 1 week. Yes, Salah's had a bad week. He's not claimed, but he will go and score goals. And Cancelo will go and score goals, and Tony will go and score goals. And for me, this is the same kind of situation as Arnold. Everyone's going to go and transfer these players out. They'll play good, and people are buying back in again. Don't be one of those muppets who goes and transfers these players out while they're playing good. They're not doing bad, to be honest with you. Salah's, yes, he's had a blank. But so has Haaland. Haaland's had blanks. Kane's had blanks. Mitrovic has had blanks. You know, every player has a blank some week. You can't go and transfer them out just because of that one bad week. When next week, Tony's got Crystal Palace, I could still see him going and scoring 2-3 goals. Without Zaha. Zaha's injured. Fair enough, I understand getting Zaha out. Same with Zinchenko. But like losing your Cancelo for, why? It's a City's clean sheet against Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa. Guaranteed. With possible assists in that game. I'd quite frankly back him to score in that game. So I don't see why people are doing that. And for Haaland, yes, bring him in. Fair enough. That's a good buy. Makes my profit go up, and I've made literally a lot of money on Haaland. I've made 8 point on Haaland this year. Is it 8 point? Was he 11 mil or was he 11.5? Can't remember. Either way, I bought him in, and I made money off him. And then obviously for Diaz, fair enough, I get that. I'm not going to knee jerk him in. Same with Grob and Odegaard. I'm not knee jerking them in. Rodrigo, look, he's still being bought in. He's not a bad transfer. I knew the risk when I took him into this week, and I knew I could get a blank. Same with Tony. I knew there was a possible chance I was going to get a blank. Obviously, It didn't come out the way I wanted it to. Fair enough. But it's just one of those weeks. I'm still going to get 66 points, I think, because I'll get 2 clean sheets and then possible goals and assists with bonuses. So I still think I'm solid at the minute for me. But like it's one of those weeks. You're either going to have one or you're not going to have one, and it's one of them. Obviously, I am worried. I think anyone who brings Firmino in this week's a knee-jerk and Odegaard as well. For me, I think a lot of these players are getting knee-jerked in. Obviously, look, if you come down to the injury list, Gibbs, White, Zaha, Partey, Pearson, Kelly, Hansen. Obviously, this means the Silver's nailed on. By the way, this means the Silver's nailed on. But it's obviously one of those. We have got the best leagues with 320.8 points and stuff, but I'm not worried about being like 70, 50 odd points behind the start of the season, because it's only going to take 1 week, and that 1 week where I triple captain, I could turn in 75 points off a triple captain that 1 week when everyone's triple captained early, and then just make all those points back in one go, plus building up on the other weeks beforehand. So I'm not worried about that, because long term I don't look at rank at the minute and my points. I more look at how the player's playing and where I am in my actual mini league. I'm not too fussed about the main leagues for now, so I know that's going to come. But if we just take a quick look again, I have on my overall rank of 1,885,000 here, but you can't see it on screen because of the thing. I can get it up for you if you like. Give me a sec. Let me get that up for you boys. Oh no, it's not my editor. Right, I'll have to edit it in the next video. But what I'll do is I'll post my Discord in this video on my Instagram, and then obviously I'll post on my Instagram and the rank and stuff. But it's obviously, if I go to my Viva again in a minute, I'll show you. But it's just one of those weeks. There you go. Look, you can see now. So obviously I went up. I was doing nicely, and then obviously I've come to the standstill now. But I'm still on 1,885,000 rank, so I'm not in a terrible position. But it's for me, as finishing the last 3 years top 1k. It's not a nice position to be in, but there is people in worse positions, so I'm not too worried at this moment in time. And I think I have still got loads of players left to play, and I am going to look good. Now, obviously, we are going to move on to talk about Game Week 5 midweek. So let's move on to my team, and we'll talk about this now. So this week, I have Sanchez in goal over Raya, because I prefer Fulham to Crystal Palace, because I know both teams could score. I just prefer Sanchez for save points that game. I'm not expecting a clean sheet. I'd be happy with one, but I'm not expecting it out of either goalie, so I just put Sanchez in for save points. Perisic, I'll look at him and see if he plays. I might have to play Trippier against Liverpool, which I don't want to do, so I probably will have to bring De Silva in saying that, but I think he will play. I'm not worried. He might get at least 50 minutes. He's a good asset. He'll score or assist. Saliba's good against Villa. That's a clean sheet I'm expecting there. Nottingham Forest, I'm expecting a clean sheet. Maybe some assists from those three. But Arnold, I'm expecting good things about him long term. I could expect some goals. I'm not expecting a clean sheet against Newcastle. I think I'll be really happy with one, but I'm not expecting it. I'm expecting Salah to maybe bag one that game. Depends on his form. I will look at his form this week, but I'm not going to knee-jerk him out unless it gets really bad. Martinelli, Rodrigo. I'm expecting more from Martinelli and Jesus next week. But Rodrigo is kind of my punt in my league, because no one else has got him really, but 2 of us and the 10. So, and Tony, obviously only 3 of us have got him, so that's another punt for me. And because I'm already above them by like 15, 20 points, if Tony stacks up, then I'll be stacking up even more points. Me this week, I was going to go Jesus, but looking at his form, I'm debating going him, but I think I'm going to go Haaland and take a ballsy risk this week for captain, and then hope he starts against Forest and gets a couple goals. This isn't me just knee-jerking and putting Haaland as captain because he scored a hat-trick. This was my plan last week, to either go Jesus or Haaland because the fixtures. It's just knowing beforehand whether Haaland's going to get rotated or not. Obviously, Salah is in the mix a little bit, but not that really much because of Newcastle. I am going to be captain in Game Week 6. I'm not bothered. People can be like discharted and go for Haaland Game Week 6 against Aston Villa. I ain't bothered. Like, I know for me in my head that he will score against Everton. And he will show people why he's the number 1 FPL asset in my opinion. And I don't think he's going to go downhill. I think he's only going to get better. Liverpool showed better form. I think he should have had 3-4 goals that game. He missed like 5 big chances. Should have had assists. You know, it's controversial for Salah. And I think it's just one of those weeks. You can't help it. It's a bad week. It's one of them. You know, we suck it up. We move on. This year's been a bit unpredictable. The fixtures have been a bit all over the shop. Players have been outperforming their XG. I know it's Haaland, it's one of them. I probably shouldn't took the risk, but at the end of the day, it's not that bad because 3.3 mil Salah captain, 1.7 mil Haaland captain. So it's not like I'm in the dirt because most have captained Salah. So everyone's feeling my torture right now and my pain, and everyone will recover those 17 points long term. I am not worried about recovering 17 points. Well, 14 technically because of Salah captain. So I'm not worried about having to recover them long term. And Arnold still saved my week with that 17 pointer. So it's not like I'm in the crap. I've had a great week still. So I'm not worried yet. And I think for me, these players will play good. And I think I could easily see maybe 3 clean sheets at my back. Obviously 2 I'm not guaranteed. And maybe a goal, maybe some save points, Sanchez, maybe an assist or 2 for Perisic or Cancelo. Saliba could get an assist on the bloody goal again. I had him on my bench, I was fuming. I was like, oh, I've got him on my bloody bench. He's not going to do much. I'll play Rodrigo instead. Goals gets a bloody assist late game and Gabriel gets a goal, which is why I'm, instead of 21 points down in my league, which I could have brought back to 9 today, 30 because of that bloody Gabriel goal. And obviously I would have had Saliba on, it would have been 25, but I mean, 30 points this early on with 2 left to play, Perisic and Trippier. I mean, I was laughing. I said, watch them both get a bloody goal each now, and they're going 12 points to get a bonus each, and I'm on 30 points exact. I will laugh. But it's one of those weeks, you know. That's what I'm saying. If that happens, like, it could all turn over. It's one of those weeks. These though could turn and Trippier could easily score a free kick and get a clean sheet against Wolves. I'm guaranteeing a clean sheet, I think, for me. Obviously, it could change and that could happen. I think Perisic against Nottingham Forest this week, easily clean sheet for me. Obviously, game week 5 West Ham, which is on the screen right now. I think it'll be a good option for me. He's a great buy, to be honest, in my terms, and I think Perisic, people are always worrying about him playing, but for me, he will play and he will get those minutes. So it's not like I'm too worried here. It's a little bit, but I'm not worried, and I'm not thinking so much about this now. Like I said before, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Let the people get ahead, and like in your mini leagues, let them get ahead a little bit and rub it in your face and so forth, and act like they're on top of the world. And then like this week, I could have acted like I was on top of the world because I was second, but I didn't. Because I knew it can all change in 1 week, and now I'm 4th. So you have got to be key patient and not get carried away with this game. You've got to be consistent to it. And obviously, consistency, you'll slowly creep behind everyone and slowly progress your points each week. You will slowly catch up, and then soon you'll just, bam, have 1 good week. You're above them. You'll be really happy. You'll have these bad weeks. We all have these bad weeks. I scraped a good week, but I free hit last week, and I wildcarded this week. I've gone really ballsy this week. Ballsier than usual. I obviously saved my bench boost and triple captain, but technically I've got another wildcard this year, so I haven't wasted it, really, in my opinion. And my team is quite a good wildcard team for me, for at least the next 8 fixtures. So I'm not worried. Obviously, Liverpool I might have to go and transfer Salah to KDB for that game because I would prefer Man City to Liverpool that game, and I'll probably have Haaland captain. Arnold, I'll probably keep in my team and just bench him for Trippier that week. It's one of those, and then I'll just get Salah back in the week after. I think it's just depending on how Liverpool's playing that game week when City have got Liverpool, which I don't think is for quite a good week yet. They haven't got them till the 11th. So obviously this game, but then you've got this game, this game, this game. Why am I going to take him out this game, this game, this game? I won't take him out, obviously. I don't think I'd even take him out the Arsenal game, actually. I'd just have to bench Salah for Trippier that week, game week 10, which is taking a punt. I mean, City have got Southampton, so that's going to be fine. Game week 10's Brighton, but I'll probably have Perisic out by then, for me. But obviously, this Arsenal game's a tough one, but I won't be playing Salah. I'll definitely play Arnold. I know they'll concede, both of the teams. But I think for me, Arnold's got more goal possibility and more assist possibility than Salah has. And if Liverpool play like they did the other day, I know it's Bournemouth, but if they play like that again, bloody hell, going for a treat. And then Trippier is obviously game week 10, Brentford. So I'd have to play him. But my Tony's going to be out actually that week, I think. Because I'm sure Mitrovic has got good fixtures that week. So Tony's probably going to be out anyway. Depending on how he's playing. Trippier could be out anyway for Walker at any point. So I have got options through the week, so I'm not worried about that. I've got options to just flick a transfer straight away into someone else, and I think they're going to have a better week. Obviously, people are saying Trippier's an avoid, but I bought him in my wildcard this week. They're saying he's an avoid because of next week, but like I said, he's on my bench, and I've got Salah for rotation. If Perisic don't play, I get a couple of Trippier points. It's one of them. It's not like I'm really harming myself, because Trippier will play every single game. And for me, this game's easy, this game's easy, this game's easy, this game's easier. this game's harder. Obviously, I don't think I'm going to back him against Man U. In my heart, I can't back him against Man U. Like, Game Week 6, I won't be backing Salah against Man U. I think we'll lose, but I think we'll score. That's the problem with me. I take it to heart a bit too much with my team, so I'd rather back my team and obviously not play him. But I always want Man U to win. Don't get me wrong, but that's not going to affect all. I closed that, my mistake. I'll apologise, boys. I accidentally closed the tab. But yeah, it's one of those weeks in the day, like I said. We'll all move, boys. Recommended transfers for this week for me. Don't knee-jerk into Mitrovic. Don't knee-jerk into Odegaard. Wait on Mitrovic till he gets better fixtures. And I'd go Tony beforehand. Rodrigo's still a great buy. Get him in. He'll do phenomenal against Everton. Don't think Perisic is a bad buy because people are worrying about him consistently and complaining. What you've got to understand is you need to stick with what you think. Don't try and listen to everyone else too much. Like, I could have listened to everyone else on Salah, but I picked him. Even though everyone else has picked him, I still picked him because I wanted him. Like, I was going to go Haaland, and I said to myself, look, I don't see Haaland doing that good against Crystal Palace. Obviously, I was wrong. It was a punt. It was just a bit unlucky that week. 9 goals. Salah could have easily got a hat-trick that game. Haaland, obviously, 3 goals in 20 minutes. Who could expect it? It was just a lucky punt for people, I think. And people get too carried away with that luck and think, oh, I'm on top of the world and I'm the best now. But it's a bit of luck, guys. We will progress. Haaland, I don't think is a minute risk for Forest game. I think he'll get 70 minutes. I think he's more a minute risk for the Villa game for me. I don't see why he won't play Haaland after last game's performance. And Haaland will be asking to play, I think, in my opinion. So I think for me, captain Haaland all the way. Jesus against Villa. I'll probably kick myself in the arse because Jesus will go and score a hat-trick against Villa. And obviously Haaland will blank, knowing my luck. But at the end of the day, I can't control what everyone else does. I can only control what I do. And obviously give you guys advice. Sometimes I'm wrong, sometimes I'm right. But I will hold my hands up. Like, I thought Maddison was going to play, to be honest. And then last minute, I messaged everyone and was like, okay, Maddison's not playing, get him out. Put him bench. They put him on bench, sound. I was right. He didn't play, he went on the sub bench. But, like, there is weeks I'm right and there is weeks I'm unsure. So I'll only give you a solid opinion if I know I'm 100% right. Obviously, I play this game myself, and I don't know everything myself, to be honest. I'll ask questions here and there around the community too. But you've got to obviously play it to the best of your ability, and just pick the best team you can, and just hope it plays well. It's one of those things. Like, Rodrigo could easily score loads of goals against Everton, but then watch your blank. This is the problem with my luck. Like, the first 6 game weeks every year, I'll start off okay, average about 60 odd points a week. And then the minute it hits like the game week 8 to 16, I pop and I'll start hitting like 80, 90 pointers. So I know my luck will come through, hopefully. But it's one of them. I think, to be honest, boys, like I said, I'd recommend Haaland captain this week for me. Don't listen to what everyone else is saying about this, because for me, he will play. I'm not worried. Even if he plays 40 minutes, as you saw yesterday, he can score a hat-trick in 20 minutes. He could still get 2 goals in 40 minutes against Nottingham Forest. We're expected to concede the most goals at the back in the Premier League. We've expected goals conceded 5 a game, on average. I wouldn't back Jesus over him, to be honest. Jesus played a bit poorly the last couple of games. Yeah, he could turn it on and get a goal or 2, but for me, I think he might get a goal against Villa, but I don't think he'll do loads against Villa. Where Haaland, I think, is more potentially, and Salah's not going to do much. Tony's a potential captain if you want to be ballsy, but I'd wait till the Bournemouth game, week 9, for that. I wouldn't do it this week, obviously. And I'm going to talk in more depth. I'm not going to go to week 9 this week. I'm just saying it's a punt. But for me, that's what I'm going with this week. I hope you boys have enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a great day. If you got any questions for me, leave them in the comments as always. I'm always happy to help. I'll respond to every comment immediately within the first hour of the video. Then only after that, I'll reply to the minute I get notified and get a chance to reply. Well, I hope you all have an amazing day. This has been FPL Josh. This has been Game Week 5 picks for me and Game Week 4 review. I hope you all have an amazing day. Peace, love, and see you all soon.